downstairs right now. So we're crossing our fingers up here. But anyway, I am Jon Najarian. Thank you for joining me today. Last show of the week, and this is 3 at 3. 3 at 3 brought to you every business day, in which I describe unusual activity, which are algorithms that Pete and I have invented and patented. Over time, we display these for our customers. We display some of this information as well on CNBC. And of course, to you here, 3 at 3, every business day, 3 p.m. Eastern Time. The disclaimer says that this information is to be used as educational and informational. You have to decide if it's appropriate because all investments involve risk. Intellectual property rights. Yes, the lawyers make me say this every single time as well. And that is that we have patents, trademarks, registered marks, copyrights, all 4 of those for almost everything you're about to see here. So before you decide, you know what, I like this, I think I'll just put this into a presentation, please ask us first. Chances are we're going to say yes because you're spreading the word, but we would like for you to ask before rather than after. All right, first one of the 3 at 3 today, Twitter. And why do I have multiple days worth of Twitter on here? I think you know why. Because we have, for the last several weeks, had a big score in Twitter. Because, as you see, 11:25, as we were into the Thanksgiving timeframe, we had, with the stock under 46, a lot of November calls being bought, the 46 calls, which were right at the money. Those went in the money. And then on the 10th, yesterday, we had bullish buying when the stock was 49.33. They were buying these 52s. Today, as the stock moves to 51, they're buying the 51 calls very aggressively. Per always, folks, I will explain that every option is on 100 shares of stock. So when you see $1.20 on the screen here, that means $120 for each option, since there are 100 shares available in each option. So if you wanted to simulate, for instance, a 1,000 share position, you'd buy 10 options, and that would give you exposure of 1,000 shares from whatever strike price you pick. In the case of calls, from that strike price up. In the case of puts, from that strike price down. And those are if you are a buyer. Buyers have rights and options. Sellers have obligations. So somebody bought 4,500 calls, these 51s, and paid $120 to $160 for each and every one of those. Now, that's not $1 million trade, but it's pretty close. It's $650,000, $700,000 trade. We like watching those and following those, as I did today. Here's a Twitter stock chart for the last 5 days. And as you can see, the stock was moving up nicely from the lows yesterday, where it was around 46.50, to pop, 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 higher and higher. And now today, popped all the way to and through $52 a share and is presently at $51.27, which is a little bit higher than when we cited it on our blog, but still within stabbing distance. All right, if you want something cool for your iPhone, check out Market Rebellion in the App Store. The Apple App Store, we have one of the top-rated crypto apps. Now, I haven't been in crypto since it was $9 per coin, Bitcoin that is. I haven't been in it since it was 33, like the Winklevoss twins. But I have been in it since 2017, when one Peter Brigger, the co-founder of Fortress, told me, you know, John, you should really take a hard look at crypto, which I did, and I'm happy I did. So we now have, folks, a very robust app in the App Store that is completely free. You can download it today. And then you'll have crypto charting right there on your phone. You'll also have access to our chat rooms and everything else. And eventually, there'll be more of our option and stock and futures activity on there as well. So check out that app. MarketRebellion.com is our website. The Apple iTunes, I think you know how to get there, and you certainly know how to get to the App Store. Just type in Market Rebellion. All right, let's take a look at Novartis, NVS. Novartis, just about an hour ago, they were buying calls with the stock at 91.74. They were buying 92.50 calls that expire next week. How do you know it's next week, John? I'm glad you asked. You know it's next week because there is no number in front of the December, which means it's regular third Friday of the month expiration. So that happens to be the 18th. This is the 11th today. The 18th next Friday is when these calls expire, and they paid basically $1 for 3,500 of them. Like the trade, bought it, followed on in, except I bought, as you might imagine, a lower strike and am selling the higher strike against it 1-to-1. Bang. That's a chart for the past, I think that one might be a month-long chart of Novartis, as you see it moving up from 84 to 92.39 as of the time I took that picture, which is a little bit higher than when we cited the activity an hour ago. Lastly, let me give you a quick plug for our YouTube channel, because we're proud that we have been adding subscribers at a very good clip. All of these are free subscriptions. We don't put up paid content on the site. Everything you get there is free. So if you'd like to get Pete's The Take, which is every morning at 9:30 Central Time, 1 hour after we start trading, 10:30 Eastern, 1 hour after we start trading, Pete goes live with The Take. Or you can get my 60-second videos. You can get 3 at 3. You can get all of that. And all you have to do is subscribe. If you click the subscribe button, we appreciate it. If you click the thumbs up button, we appreciate that as well. And if you want to be alerted, you can click that little bell, and Pete will come down your chimney and deliver the unusual activity and the reports like The Take, like 3 at 3, and my workout video to your home every day just by clicking that little bell. It's amazing, isn't it? All right. Third of our 3 at 3 is a big grocer. That is Kroger. Kroger stores, KR. Bullish call buying. Stock's 31.42. They're buying the January 29 calls. Notice the 08 in front of that. That means this is the second week of January, the 08 expiration. Because Friday, when we will not be trading, is the first trading day of January, or the first day of January. That's January 1st, Friday. We will not be trading that day. How do I know? Because, of course, it's a holiday. But the very next week, as we come out with both the results of the Georgia Senate runoff, as well as, of course, the employment data, we will get the expiration of these calls. Now, these were Jan 29s. I'll show you what I mean, because January 29s are still the most active in Kroger, those January 29 calls. But look at the December 33s, 32s, 3150s. Those are all regular December. They expire next week. So I bought those rather than buying an in-the-money call because A, I didn't want to tie up as much money. B, I figure, okay, I'll buy the at-the-money call rather than a deep in-the-money call. I like going that direction, much like I like going away from those way out-of-the-money calls. $10 out-of-the-money calls, not my thing. But buying at the monies and selling something higher is my thing. I do that 1-to-1. Bang. There is a chart of Kroger over the last several days, and as you see, the stock has moved up from the 4th last week to this week, the 7th. It pops from 30.50 to about 31.20, and then has kept on its merry way. It's right now at 31.39. Bang. If you'd like to learn more about unusual option activity, well, go right on over to marketrebellion.com/get started. That is marketrebellion.com/get started. You can learn all about what we do as far as education, remote learning, which means, of course, you can go in anytime on your PC, your tablet, or whatever, and start learning, making your game better so that you become a better investor. It's not a lot of money to spend for you to be a better investor, and it'll save you a lot of money. All right. Questions? Yeah. Send them to 3@3_UOA. All right. Let's get started. First one isn't a question, but it is from Iceman. And Iceman said, hey, 9:15-ish, let's have a great day, everybody. I wish you the same, Iceman. At Jon Najarian, let's get some fills today. Appreciate the photo this morning. I was walking home after my workout with the weight vest and those 10-pound weights you see in my hands. Gives me a good feeling early in the morning to watch the sunrise and get that blood flowing. And apparently Iceman also likes getting out early. And his girlfriend or wife, don't know which one it was nice enough to snap this pic of us as we both had, as you see, our masks on. All right. Now, one of the reasons I show you this is because a shrewd investor noticed that there was something behind Iceman on the balcony of the home behind us. And that would be that cow or steer. Turns out Bertrand Thompson, which is Bert_Thompson_3, says, hey, great picture. Wondering what is the bull on that house or restaurant behind you guys? It is a house. It's up there on the balcony. Chicago a few years ago, you guys might recall, had a big tourist promotion deal. They'll need to do a lot more of those. But had a big tourist promotion where they had these cows, and they were given to local artists who painted them. Some people painted Michael Jordan on the side of the bull. Some people painted a skyline of Chicago on the side of the bull, and so forth. Well, they sold those to raise money for charity, and this particular house bought one of those and put it up on the balcony. So good eye, Bertrand. Thank you, as always, for following us and for the question. Lulu. All right. Will you be talking Lulu on UOA? Thanks, John. Yes, Lulu. We did not have unusual activity today in there that I wanted to talk about, John, but I will say Lulu had great numbers this morning. No two ways about it. They were great. And we both know why Lulu sold off as well. Let me quick get that while we're talking. Lulu sold off because they had a warning about what the future looks like over at the athletic wear maker. But they're not just athletic, of course, anymore. So many men and women are using these every day for their clothes. It is down 6% right now. Virtually not had an uptick hardly today. It has been pretty much just dropped. Came all the way down. The 11 a.m. low was a little lower than we are right now. That one was, let's see, 343.96. We're $2 higher than that roughly right now. So we did rally off of that and then sold right back off. Do I think it's a good investment? Yes, I do. Do I think you buy it on dips like today? Yes. And I think one of the things you could also consider is selling a put or a put spread as a way of legging into this trade. Why sell a put? Because a put is insurance. People that are scared right now are buying that insurance. They're pumping up premiums. And so with the stock at 345, if I decided to go in here and sell a January 335 put, that would give somebody else the right to put stock to me at 335. And if it doesn't go down to that level, chances are they won't exercise that put, and instead I'll get to keep all that premium. So you have to decide if it's better just to be right, sell a put and walk away, bank that cash, or if you'd rather buy the stock on dips like this. I'm in favor of both. I like both plays for Lulu. MMEDF. All right, this is Mindmed. This is a stock that my buddy Kevin O'Leary turned me on to. And folks, it was crazy. As you see, Potjock, even Najarian is on this name. Yeah, you bet. I've been on this name since it was 28 cents. That's right, because I interviewed J.R. Ron, and he is one of the driving forces behind this, which is microdosing of LSD, of mushrooms and so forth, but not in the recreational stage, not in the recreational form, but as a treatment to get people off of opioids, to get people that have PTSD a little help, to get people that have extreme levels of stress. They had to register this one in Switzerland because, of course, most of those that I talked about aren't legal in the U.S. unless you live in Portland, and then you can do anything you want. Just kidding. But MMEDF, this was easily a 10x winner for me, folks, because I bought an awful lot below 30 cents, and then it just exploded over the next several months. I think I talked to JR, maybe it was 2.5, 3 months ago. That's all it took to get a 10x on the stock. This isn't an option trade, folks. This is a stock, and I got 10x out of it. I'm going to have he and Kevin O'Leary on to tell us more about this in the near future, because I think the future is bright for Mindmed. Thank you very much for asking, Podjock, and for emailing us. If you'd like to learn more about unusual option activity, well, we'd encourage you to go to marketrebellion.com/UOA, which stands for Unusual Option Activity. Yes, we are the guys that first mentioned that. We are the first guys on TV to talk about it and actually show you what's behind the curtain when institutions are getting giddy in a stock and they're doing it through the derivatives. We see that and we cite it on marketrebellion.com. And if you want to learn more about that, go to marketrebellion.com/UOA. Thank you for joining me today, folks. I've got our cocktail hour coming up in about an hour and a half. It's a cocktail hour that you have to be a member to be in the live cocktail hour, but I'll be there with about 8 or 10 of our traders, as well as my brother Pete, talking about the week that was, what we traded, and what the setups are for next week. The only way you can be there live is you got to be a subscriber to one of our products. I thank you for joining me. I will see you next week, unless you're one of our subscribers and you join me for the cocktail hour at 5 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Central. Thank you. Have a safe weekend and make it a bang, bang time. Appreciate you, folks. Always appreciate you. And don't forget about that idea of subscribing on our website, as well as